introduce yourself? Hi, my name is...
I have to say that part.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, my name is Elder.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Hi, my name is Elder Symong Choi. I'm married to my wife, Ari Choi. And we have 3 young children, Ryan, Charlotte, and Chloe. And this is the Getting to Know You interview. All right, what has been your fastest mile time ever? Fastest race or event? As most of you guys know me, I do like to run, but I'm not necessarily a fast runner, nor do I strive to be a fast runner. This time that I'm going to give you is not something that just I keep in my memory bank because I was prepped beforehand, so I will give you this answer. So my fastest mile time is 7 minutes, 51 seconds.
I think you're being humble. I feel like you're really fast.
No.
Next question, Isai.
Were you always so extroverted, bringing energy everywhere you go? No. Growing up, especially at church, I was kind of like the wallflower, I guess. Growing up here, I don't speak Korean well. Everything was in Korean, so I just kind of sat there quietly. I didn't really engage too much with people, and especially during service, I just came and went. In school and stuff growing up as a kid, yeah, I had friends, we played a lot of sports, but I feel like that was different. I think when I started serving in the welcoming committee, was here at QPEM, that I started becoming more outgoing because you start to have to talk to the new people, strangers. And I think I realized for myself, kind of growing up in this church, that it's no fun, kind of like just going through the motions and not really knowing anybody and not really knowing what's going on. You kind of feel like you're going to make a mistake, you're going to embarrass yourself. If you're trying to get involved, you don't know where to go. So realizing through my personal experience that, having someone to be able to guide you and having someone to just come up to you and just, make conversation and maybe even just to make you feel more welcome is important. I know for myself, I definitely would love to have had that, I guess, when I was a kid. So I think through the practice and experience, I've gotten feel better at the ability to start conversations and just to talk to people, and also to, just start being engaging with one another. So, yeah, I'll take one of the big ones because I think the big ones are not personal. What does a typical day look like for you? If always changing, an overview of the week. All right, so typical day looks like, I'm up around 4 o'clock in the morning, and I decide to myself whether I want to go for a run. Usually, I would go for a run because I can't go back to sleep. So it's rather I'll run outside or run indoors. And then I usually get back, done with my workouts around 6, and then take a shower. Then usually say bye to my wife because she leaves around 6:10. And then I get the kids up, get them breakfast ready, make sure they're ready to go. And then usually I'm driving one of them to school before I head out to work. My work days from 8 o'clock to 3. I work for a school. And then by 3, usually I pick up one of my kids and then bring them home, make sure they do their homeworks, whatever else as a good parent would be. And then usually either wind up taking my son to a swimming club, team sports, or whatever after school activity might be. And then usually dinner, then we have family Bible reading time around 9, and then out to bed, usually about like 9:30 or 10.
So you sleep from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m.?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Do you have any funny dating stories? Every date with me is fun. Oh, corny. I wouldn't say funny. I mean, we always have a good time. But I guess what was interesting was when I asked Ari out. We did a thing called the DTR, which stands for Defining the Relationship. So this was when my wife, Ari, she was living with 3 other sisters from QPEM, just like a block and a half down on Franklin. We decided to, I forgot how, or I think just called her out one day after church, and we sat down outside in front of her apartment building on the steps, and just had that conversation. But while having that conversation, of course, her roommates, one by one, just started walking into the apartment. So it's kind of like odd, they're like, oh, why these 2 people, sitting together privately, what's going on? And of course, I think they had the idea and knowledge and thought, which, kind of broke the ice a little bit, but I think when we looked back on it, it was kind of like, wow, we're trying to find a private moment. And I guess, in front of her own apartment, it's not the best private moment, especially when she has 3 other roommates. And it's kind of like the QPEM hangout back then. So I think that, that'll probably be the most interesting moment. We do laugh about it now. But like I said, though, I think all of our dates were good. What is your craziest outdoor activity experience? I think it was probably 2012-ish. I did an event called Go Ruck, and it's a military-inspired event that takes ordinary people, and the goal is to do hard things. The company is comprised of members of the special forces, things like that. So all the leaders of the group, all special forces members who help you out in the community. So we did this event in the city. It was 12 to 14 hours. It was some of the craziest things I've ever done. You had to carry a 30-pound rucksack, minimum weight, plus your water and all your food and whatever change of clothing. And you go through a series of team activities, but you do go through what's called a welcome party, which has no duration of time, they tell you, but it's just a series of physical activities. And the objective is to push you to your limits and to see where you want to quit. But they tell you, though, not to quit. People around you who are doing this, some for the first time, others many times before, support you and tell you not to quit. The welcome party, which lasted around 2 hours, I just felt like I wanted to quit. But tell you to look to the person to the left and look to the person to the right and know that they're going through the same exact things. So you know you're not suffering alone. Just doing that, I could never imagine myself doing that, but so I think that's why it would be a little crazy. But I think that was one of the other activities that has truly grown me to understand and endure pain and suffering and know that I can survive.
All right, Isai.
Yes.
So we are going to show you a photo. We want to ask you to recall this time and this memory. But can you tell us about this photo?
This is the picture in question. So for a lot of young folk, you probably don't know this. This is the Sizzlers on Northern Boulevard. And this was in high school. So this is my senior year Bronx Science Ultimate team. This is Ultimate Frisbee. So this is our team. We were getting together at Sizzler's Buffet, just celebrating. I think we probably played the game at Flushing Meadow. So we're just kind of bonding. So this is back in the day before digital phones or anything. So this was like a camera set on a timer on the hood of a car. And outside of Sizzler, just enjoying our time. Sizzler's gone now, so it's Harvard's Buffet. I don't even know if Harvard's Buffet still exists anymore. But yeah, so this is just my Bronx Science Ultimate team crew. Thank you for sitting around and listening to me babble. If you'd like to know more about me, you can come join us at QPEM at 12 o'clock. See you there.